My life changed radically since I came from Cuba to Spain, and I have shared all my process here. However, I never told you that I have been undocumented all this year. Since I got on that plane, well, what has my life been like? How did I get to Spain? How did I get to this little town in Galicia? Well, stay in this video because you're going to know more about this and what I'm doing to become a resident here. Hello, how are you? Welcome once again to my channel. Hello everyone, welcome to another day on my channel. Despite the cloudy, fiery weather outside, let me focus. I am Anita Mateu, a Cuban residing in Galicia, Spain. I'll share a little about my life, experiences, and thoughts on Spain. And a little bit of everything, a little bit about my life in general. And well, today I bring you a video that I've been ignoring to make for over a year. Exactly, because there's something I haven't told you. Well, yes, since I arrived in Spain, there's a little detail that I never told, and many people all the time ask me how I got to Spain, and I never told it because, well, it was a personal decision not to tell it, because you're going to find out why next. First of all, subscribe, give this video a like if you like it. This is a video that has been very, very hard for me to make. I've been putting it off for I don't know how long, but I didn't want to do it until... You'll find out why I'm doing this now. I've never done it before and we'll explain at the end. But well, basically it was because I was undocumented, exactly. I was here without papers in Spain all this time. That you have seen me that in Spain I have been without papers. I had no residence or anything like that. And well, this was my reality all this time and I never told you. Many people perhaps assumed that I came on a student visa because other Cuban creators or YouTubers that you know have also come. Not all, because not everyone comes in the same way. But other creators that you know and that I am friends with, well, they came on a student visa and many people surely assume that I did too, right? But no, not at all. You will know how I arrived. While in Cuba, my plan was to come on a student visa at some point. It just didn't happen. When I was already in Cuba, I decided to come here to Spain because it was always my first option. Coming to Spain, I never really thought about another country. Well, I thought at some point, likewise, there were people who were going to Dubai and there were also people who were going to Uruguay. Those were the possibilities I had because I had no chances of going to another country. Truthfully, Spain was always my top choice because I love the country and have family here. So what do? When I had the money gathered, I paid for a school here in Madrid. And well, everything was fine. I started to do the paperwork for the school, all those things. But what happened? I did all that. It was like July of 2022 or something like that. And the school was for May of 2023. And you know that I arrived in November. I didn't arrive in May. So when I saw that this school thing was taking a bit long, it was like for May or so, I already had the school paid off and everything, but I thought, what if I try another way? Because I can't wait until May, I'm going crazy, I was having anxiety attacks, I couldn't stay there, the situation was really bad, and I totally understand the people who are still there must feel just as desperate and crazy. I was desperate and crazy to leave, and so I said, well, I'm going to do something. I'm going to apply for tourism before the school. I had already paid for school, so I thought, what could go wrong? When I get to Spain, I'll enroll in school as usual and try to make a change so I can enroll in school. So I show up. Look, I'm not going to make the story so long because it really is a story. I don't want to go around in circles, so I'm going to get to the point. I applied for a tourist visa but didn't expect to get approved because it's very rare for tourism visas to be granted. Who gets approved for a tourist visa anyway? As it turned out, fate was on my side. They approved my tourist visa for 15 days, so I decided to go. I arrived on a tourist visa and stayed, documenting my entire journey from the beginning of my channel when I first came. And I called the school and asked them if I can change that tourist visa. This is so that perhaps other people may know, so they have that knowledge. If I can make a change for the school and then start the school and make the change, you know? From a tourist visa to a study visa, let me tell you that it can be done, but I couldn't do it because I had a tourist visa for only 15 days. But if you have a tourist visa and they give it to you for a month, you can make the change to a study visa. But since I had it for 15 days, I couldn't make the change. And you may wonder, and well, Anita, what happened with the school? Did you lose the money and all that? Let's see. No, not at all. I am attending that crazy school without a tourist visa. I started the school from May of the year 2023. I have been attending all this time online because I am here in Galicia. The school is in Madrid, but very good classes, spectacular. What happens is that without papers, they didn't give me the student visa in the end because I couldn't by law because of my few days of tourist visa and nothing all this time. Then I spent it like this without papers and I'm going to tell you a little bit more then about how everything was, about how I have lived all this time, and maybe some tips or things that you want to know. This topic is super complicated because being irregular in a country is a complicated issue. I don't want to promote irregular immigration here in Spain. It's a super complicated issue. I'm just sharing my experience as a human being. And in the end, the reality is that many people, both from Cuba and Latin America, because I know them, come in this same way and stay looking for a better life. You can't judge people who are having a very hard time and want to live a little better, as long as people here know how to integrate, work, comply with the laws, and be disciplined is the most important thing. Of course, making these kind of videos of, I stayed illegal, I don't want to promote that at all. But the reality is that everyone does it. I'm not the first, nor will I be the last. But the important thing is to integrate and try to find a way to get papers as quickly as possible. And I'm gonna tell you the way I did it, if I have them, if I don't have them. Oh my God, I don't know where to start. First of all, I also want to tell you that my case as an irregular immigrant here in Spain is not like that of other people, perhaps because I already came with a job, which is this social networks, and not everyone has the possibility of having this. And it is difficult because, my partner who obviously came with me, I have seen the reality through him because I honestly have not experienced the reality thanks to the fact that I have a job, I have monthly income, but a person without papers goes through a lot of work for everything. A horrible job, a stress, and that is the reality. But I am here to tell you about my personal experience. As you know, I arrived already with a flat. Without papers, you won't be able to do anything when you're in this situation. You won't be able to rent a flat since they require a work contract and payrolls here. You're not going to be able to get public health care, you're not going to be able to get a phone line, you're not going to be able to do thousands of things because you obviously don't have papers. And when your visa expires, you're also not going to be able to leave Spain. You must seek the option to legalize your status. I'm not an expert on these topics and I'm not a lawyer. I won't discuss ways to become legal in this video, only my experience. And so that's what I always want you to understand, that I speak from my experience. Now the floor, as you know, I had a friend here. I have had as if it were past. I have a friend here, my friend, she put her face, so to speak, for me on the floor, but what happens? When we told her we had just arrived, people were understandably suspicious. I had to pay the landlords for 6 months of rent, and many people, when I mentioned it in my video at the beginning, told me that this should not be done, that only 2 months should be paid, that it is in the law. But gentlemen, it is one of the ways that one has for the landlord to trust you. You have to pay quite a few months in advance. And I said, look, if that's what I have to do to have a little house and be calm, then I'm going to do it without any problem. I paid my 6 months and I was calm in my house for 6 months, and I had the opportunity to be here. As the next step upon arrival, I obviously went to register. Go to the, here it's called the Junta or something like that, which is like the town hall, and register. For example, here in the town where I live, you don't even have to make an appointment. I go for a moment in the morning and I register, and you take your passport and your rental contract. I was in the contract. My friend obviously was the one who put the face for us, but I was also in the contract. It was like one of the conditions that they put us in the contract to be able to register, and nothing. So I had my little house, and little by little I was setting up my house, buying my little things, which is also something difficult, as I tell you, because I had a job. If I didn't have the job, it would have been super difficult for me. I also contracted the electricity through my friend. I contracted the telephone lines through her, everything through one person. It's fundamental, if you come this way, having support, having someone, because believe me, if you don't have it, you're going to have a very hard time. And thank God I had her, and thanks to her, I was able to do everything. Knowing how I should do everything. You should also hire medical insurance, a private insurance. I hired a private insurance, which is Sanitas. In case you want to know, some private insurance that I recommend. I recommend Sanitas, though I've only used it once. in a year, and I had to pay like 40 euros per month for this insurance. Well, I'm still paying it. And, well, nothing. They are little things like that. You have to register, get medical insurance. The insurance thing is optional. It's not mandatory either, but I don't know if you have any emergency or something, you suffer from some disease, it's important that you have insurance to get treated. Even when you have your papers, obviously you can get treated by the public health here in Spain. Another thing that, well, I could do with a passport is the bank account. There are some banks that do not admit you to make your bank account if you do not have an identification from Spain. But I did it at Banco Bilbao Vizcaya Argentaria Bank with my passport, and I could have my bank account since I arrived, and, well, nothing for you to know that you with a passport can also have a bank account if you wish to do so. Obviously, there are people who do not do it until they do not have a job, have income, because they have to have income, obviously, to have a bank account. You have to have a limit of monthly income. I had them, and that's why I could do it. And when you open a bank account, if you've been registered for 6 months, you're already considered a fiscal resident, even if you don't know the system well. As a resident in Spain, you don't receive papers, but you are considered a fiscal resident. Phoebe, who arrived recently, was given a European passport because you can register here. To the pets, you take them to the vet, get their passport, everything's super easy. Not us. Humans are more difficult, and when I became a fiscal resident, I don't know exactly why, but there was something I could do, and they gave me a número de identificación de extranjero when I became a fiscal resident. I mean, I didn't have a número de identificación de extranjero on a card, but I did have a número de identificación de extranjero number, and I could already use it. And also another thing that you're surely wondering, Anita, how have you traveled so much around Spain? Haven't you had problems traveling this way? You can travel within Spain with a passport even if your visa has expired. I did so myself, buying tickets in my name without any issues. However, I haven't left Spain to visit places like France, Paris, or Italy, which I'm eager to do due to my current visa situation. If you have no other option, the way to legalize your status is through asylum. However, asylum is rarely granted, especially to Cubans. They don't provide it to us or offer any assistance as far as I know. I've never asked for help since I'm working. After this explanation, I think that's all. The work topic is the most challenging aspect, and I've experienced it personally. Finding work is challenging without proper documentation, as employers often require it. A good amount of time searching, because unfortunately here without papers, unlike other countries such as the United States, where many undocumented immigrants find work under the table, as they say, it's not about giving up, it's about persevering and searching even if it's under the table. And you manage to find, perhaps after a while, you have to try to be strong, not to give up, to search, to ask, to go out to the street, search through internet pages. Like Mil Anuncios, all those pages that are on the internet where you can look for work and see if you are lucky that they hire you or find someone who can help you find a little job. But it's important to work, it's very important. As I was telling you, I'm sharing this with you because I already have my residency. Indeed, I already have my residency. I got it in December, but it wasn't through asylum or anything like that. It was through another process that I've been practically doing since I arrived. My friend told me that there was, look here, my residence permit. Well, I already have it. I'm super excited. I'm very happy about this because it's something I've been waiting for. All year, everything, all year. Let me explain. In March, here I am keeping it. It's with my passport. I bought this passport cover. I have it up because, well, I went to do some paperwork as now I am a resident. I have had to change almost all my papers and my things with my residence, no longer with the passport. For example, the bank account, the registration, all those things. You can't believe the happiness I have after waiting so long. And I feel fortunate because I know that there are thousands of people who take much longer, even 2 years or more to get this, and I already got it, and I'm going to explain how I did it. In March, around there or something like that, long before my course started, I always looked in, me and Taimi, my friend, who is a son, really, she has a lot of knowledge of things that can be done to prosper, to get ahead. She told me, look, there's this option, it's digital nomad. That's like a residence. They give it to you because you're a freelancer. Because you have your own business, your own, like you're self-employed, and they give you that residence so you can live here. But you already have your business, Not everyone can apply for this. I had it. I applied through my YouTube channel. I spoke with some lawyers. They are lawyers from Seville. I'll leave their contact. Let's see. I'm going to make another video talking about this. Let's see. I'm not going to tell them anything about this now. They approved my residence, which I applied for in December after a long wait. I am now officially a resident. I'll share more details in another video to keep this one concise. As a digital nomad, obviously I had to register as self-employed and do all the corresponding things. And well, it was so that you would know. I had to share my happiness and this news with you because I'm super, super, super happy. It was something I had lost hope in because I submitted these papers since March and time was passing. There was like a strike of judges on vacation and they told me, no, wait, let's see. Oh, they didn't give me an answer and I already thought that this was not going to happen, that I was going to have to keep waiting, but it happened. I don't know. It's like good things happen to me. I have to be very grateful for life for that, really. And I wanted to share it with you so that you knew my truth, my real way of getting to Spain. My true motive, which I didn't want to share, was that I was without papers. That was a personal decision. That's just some people say it and don't care, you know. Like, it's no big deal, but I don't know. I wanted to resolve my situation first and then tell about it because I felt very insecure with a lot of uncertainty about this whole process. And I didn't want to talk about this until I had it resolved. It's, I don't know, my way of thinking. And well, folks, in the next video, I'm going to explain how I got my residency, all the documentation I had to present, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this digital nomad residency, and I'm going to recommend my lawyers because honestly, they were incredible, even though they didn't ask me to. They helped me a lot. They're from Seville. And well, look, if you want to see the next video, like this one, if you liked it, I don't know, leave me your opinions, your comments. I know this topic brings different types of opinions, but it doesn't matter. I read them. I give them little hearts. I love you very much. Subscribe to this channel because now that I'm a resident, my love, important things are coming on this channel that I have to share with you. So nothing, look, I send you a big kiss, and next week I'm going to make this little video about how I got my residency and talk more about what this is about, you know? I recorded myself throughout the process of applying this year, step by step. I'm going to share it with you. If you like the idea, give it a like. I hope this video helps many people know their options. Sending you a big kiss. Bye.